Welcome to English online class, Class 7, Unit number 4, topic Grammar, and the topic name is Contractions. Hello children, I am Swarnalata, your English teacher. Hope online classes are very useful to you, and now you are very busy with lots of reading and writing work. Coming to the lesson, namely, Tenali paints a horse. You might have enjoyed the wit and intelligence of Tenali Rama. Today, I am going to teach you grammar from this lesson. Name of the topic is contractions or contracted words. They are also called as short forms. Shall we start? Students, shall we look at the definition of the word contractions or contracted forms? Definition: contractions are a short way of writing or speaking any two words that often come together. Or contractions are a shortened word made by putting two words together. Look at the example. You are. You is one word, are is another word. These two words are put together and we can write it in the form of a contraction your. Here a letter is omitted and in its place the punctuation mark apostrophe is placed. That means a contraction is a single word which is formed by combining two words and replacing one or more letters with an apostrophe. Contractions are also called as short forms. Here, you are is a full form. Your is a short form or a contraction word. If you observe, when we are framing the contractions, we will be omitting all the vowel letters A, E, I, O and U. Okay students? Students, there are certain rules to be followed while framing the contractions. There are 3 rules to use contractions. The first one is almost always the first word remains the same. The second word is always the one which has one or more letters removed. Coming to the third rule, an apostrophe is placed where the letter or letters used to be. Okay, I'll take one example, the same example. You are, and I'll explain. Okay, you are is a full form and it is changed into the contracted form your. Okay, if you observe the first rule, the first word remains the same. So here you is the word that remained as it is. As per the second rule, in the second word are, A-R-E-R, letter A is omitted. Okay, that means the single letter is removed. Look at the third rule. In the third rule, apostrophe is placed where the letters are used to be. So here we are replacing the letter A with an apostrophe. Hope you clearly understood these 3 rules with the help of the example your. Okay? Where can we use these contractions? The answer is contractions are used while writing a conversation or while asking the questions or while writing the informal writings. Okay, you might have observed number of contractions are used in the lesson. Tenali paints a horse. We should avoid using contractions in a formal conversation or in a formal writing. For example, while writing the letters and essays, we are not supposed to use the contracted forms. Students, let's practice some more contracted forms. I'll give you the full form and explain you how the short forms are formed. I'll show you the written form and also its pronunciation. You keep the notebook and the pen with you. Write down the contractions which I am going to share with you. And also, whenever I am pronouncing the short forms, you have to repeat after me. Look at the first example. I am. I am. This is the full form. Two words are put together. When we are writing the short form of I am, we have to remove the letter A. In its place, we have to place the apostrophe. Then it becomes I'm. This is the short form or the contracted form. Okay? Students, now shall we use the word are and frame the contractions. Yeah, here it goes. You are. You are is a full form. The contracted word is your. Your. They are. Full form. Their. Their. We are. We're. We're. Okay. Now we will use the word is. He is a full form. His is a short form. He is. His. She is. She's. She is. She's. It is. It's. It is. Full form. It's. It's is the contracted forms. Okay. Now we will use the word have and frame some more contractions. The first one, I have. I have is the full form and the short form is I've. I've. Here you can observe H, A are replaced with the apostrophe. Okay. You have. You have is a full form and the short form is you've. You've. We have. We've. We've. They have. They have is a full form. They've. They've. Okay. In the same way, using the word has. He has. His. He has. His. She has. She's. She has. She's. It has is a full form. It's. It's is a short form. Next one, framing the contractions using the word had. I had. I'd. I had is the full form. I'd is a contracted word. He had. He'd. He'd. She had. She'd. She'd. It had. It'd. It'd. You had. You'd. you'd. We had, we'd, we'd. They had, they'd, they'd. Now using the word will. I will, I'll. He will, he'll. She will, she'll. It will, it'll. We will, will. You will, you'll. They will, they'll. So these are the various contractions using the word had and also will. Now we will use the word would and we will frame the contractions. First example, I would. I would is the full form. I'd is a short form. He would, he'd. She would, she'd. It would, it'd. We would, we'd. You would, you'd. They would, they'd. Okay? Students, I want to give you a clarity that when we are using is and has with he, she, it, the pronunciation of the short form will be the same. While using had and would also, the pronunciation of the short form will be same. I have given the practice. Okay? Based on the context and form of the sentence, we have to find out whether it is or has, had or would. Hope I am clear, students. Students, shall we practice some more contractions using the negative form? Here the negative form is not, N-O-T. I'll give one example. Is not. Is one word, not is another word. We have to put these words together and we have to remove O. Then the contraction will be isn't. Here O is removed and it is replaced with the apostrophe. Okay. In the same way, we will see some more examples. Are not, aren't, was not, wasn't, were not, weren't, shall not, shan't. Here you should be very careful. From the words shall not, LL is removed from shall, O is removed from the word not, and the contraction word is shan't. Shall not, shan't. Then will not, won't. Here LL is removed, ILL is removed from will and O is removed from not. It becomes, the contracted form is won't. Will not, won't. Cannot, can't. From not, we have to remove one N. Okay. Next, would not, wouldn't. Could not, couldn't. Should not, shouldn't. Have not, haven't. Has not, hasn't, hasn't, had not, hadn't, hadn't, do not, don't, don't, does not, doesn't, doesn't, did not, didn't, didn't, might not, mightn't, mightn't, must not, mustn't, mustn't, need not, needn't, needn't. So these are the various contractions using the word not. There is one more word, let us, let's. Let us, let's. You might have observed I have used this word let's number of times in this session. Isn't it, students? Okay? Students, shall we revise how contractions are formed and use these contraction forms in a sentence? First one, I plus am can be said as I'm. I'm. In a sentence, we can use this one as I'm a student. I'm a student. Second one, you plus are can be said as you're. You're. You're a clever girl. You're a clever girl. Third one, that plus is can be said as that's. That's. That's my book. That's my book. Fourth one, he plus is his. His. He's handsome. He's handsome. Fifth one, we plus will. We plus will. Will go to market. Will go to market. Sixth one, I plus would can be said as I'd. I'd work hard. I'd work hard. Next one, it plus is can be said as it's. It's my doll. It's my doll. Next one, I plus have can be said as I've got the puppy with me. I've got the puppy with me. Next one, can plus not can be said as can't. Can plus not is equals to can't. We can't go out as it is raining. We can't go out as it is raining. Last one, do plus not can be said as don't. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Hope you clearly understood how to form contractions and use them in writing the sentences. Okay, students? Students, coming to the lesson, Tenali paints a horse. A number of contracted forms or short forms are used, and also there are number of full forms are also there in the lesson. Now we will do one thing. We will go to page number 63. Look at the table. They have given you the examples of full form and short form. We already practiced all these full forms and short forms. Now we will go to the question number 1. Pick out some short forms or contracted forms used in the play and write their full forms in your notebook as shown above. Now students, take your notebook, Draw a table. Keep the headings short form and full form. Then read the complete lesson and pick out the short forms and write their full forms. Here I have done for you. Note these short forms and their full forms. First one, I'll, I will, I will. Wouldn't, would not, where's, where is, it's, it is, what's, what is. Next one, your full form is you are. Students, shall I give you homework? Okay, what you have to do is read the lesson thoroughly. In the lesson, there are number of full forms. Okay, write their short forms. Okay, there are full forms are there. For example, you are is a full form. Now you have to write the short form, your. That is, that's. Like that, there are number of full forms are there. Write the full form and also you have to write on your own the short form. Okay. Now we will move on to the second question from page number 63. Read the following conversation between Sharada and Usha and rewrite it in your notebook using the short forms wherever necessary. Students, I will read the conversation and we will identify where we can replace full forms with the short forms or contractions. Here goes the conversation. Sharada, what are you going to do after school? So in this line, what are is a full form. The contracted form is what are. Okay. Usha, I will go home and take rest for an hour. I'll. Sharada, then when will you cook supper for your children? When will. Usha, I need not cook today. Needn't. I have made some pulihora in the morning. I've. We will eat it for supper too. We will. Sharada, forget to tell you this. I planned a quiz for 6th class children. Are you coming tomorrow? Usha, I will not, won't. I am taking leave for 2 days. I'm. Sharada, why? Are you going somewhere? Usha, I would love to do that. I'd. But my mother-in-law is visiting us tomorrow. Sharada, then you will have a hard time. You'll. I suppose. Usha, I do not think so. Don't. Okay, children. Now you have to write the complete conversation, replacing the full forms with the short forms. Okay. So I clearly explained each and every bit of these exercises. Now it is your turn to complete the work. Okay, children. Hope you understood clearly the topic Contractions are short forms. That's all for today. We'll meet in the next session with another interesting topic. This is Varna signing off. Bye. Take care.